General anxiety disorder, a disorder that is highly misunderstood and hard to grasp. So let me try and get you to understand what it feels like to suffer with this disorder.
From 0 to 100 in an instant. It's halfway between feeling like you're faint and feeling like you'll die. If you miss a step on the stairs and your stomach lurches, it feels like that, but lasts much, much longer.
Fighting for breath, feeling like the floor's unstable.
Trapped in your own head while floating somewhere outside, looking back at yourself, wondering what you're doing. A huge fist grabs hold of my insides. My heart goes into overdrive and I go through the motions in autopilot. Like when you're in a dream and you're screaming but you can't make any noise. Your entire body is feeling everything and nothing all at once.
And you just want to jump out of your skin, get away from this feeling.
But I just keep thinking, this will pass. This will pass.
General anxiety disorder is severe ongoing anxiety that interferes with daily activities. Most people experience anxiety about certain situations that cause a lot of stress, like forgetting to study for a test and having anxiety that you're going to fail. But imagine having that feeling of anxiety constantly throughout every day, even if there's nothing to have anxiety about. This is what it's like to suffer from general anxiety disorder. This disorder needs to have more awareness, and people need to be more open-minded and understanding to the people who suffer with this, because most people who do have this suffer in silence. Someone who is suffering from general anxiety disorder might have the symptoms of being fatigued, having muscle aches, nervousness, sweating, irritability, and rapid heartbeat. There isn't a specific cause to this illness, but many things that can trigger it are family history of anxiety, prolonged exposure to stressful situations, use of caffeine or tobacco, child abuse, and is likely to a combination of stress and environmental factors that contribute to the expression of genes in individuals. People who you wouldn't expect to have this disorder actually might be suffering in silence without your awareness. People that might suffer from this are people who have experienced trauma. Women are twice as likely to be affected as men. A large amount of people who suffer from general anxiety disorder also suffer from depression. And type A's are more susceptible to stress, fear, and worry. If there is also a family history of general anxiety, you're more prone to get it. It's hard to prevent generalized anxiety, but here are tips for helping to prevent how severe it gets. You should take care of your body. Limit alcohol, caffeine, and sugar consumption. Find more relaxing things to do, including trimming your hectic schedule, and maybe keep an anxiety journal. So what goes on inside the brain that makes anxiety occur? It is known that an imbalance of naturally occurring brain chemicals such as serotonin and dopamine is often seen in people with general anxiety disorder. An imbalance of these chemicals, called neurotransmitters, can impact emotional stability and mental well-being. Many neurotransmitters have been linked to anxiety. Here are some statistics about generalized anxiety. 2.7% of U.S. adults had generalized anxiety in the past year. More women than males are diagnosed with generalized anxiety. And statistics in adults in other countries is Australia, 3% of adults suffer from generalized anxiety, and Canada, between 3 to 5% of adults suffer from generalized anxiety. Here are some common myths made up about generalized anxiety. GAD patients tend to fake anxiety attacks or panic attacks to get attention. This is not true. The reality, however, is that panic attacks are real for sufferers and can be very scary. Many people with GAD have landed up in an emergency room from having an anxiety attack. Another myth about GAD is that the only way to treat anxiety is with medication, but this is false as well. Effective methods of treatment include cognitive behavioral therapy, which is based around changing your thinking and attitude. Also, there is anxiety management relaxation techniques, including visualization, meditation, and mindfulness. A lot of people who you wouldn't think suffer with anxiety do, including the famous soccer player David Beckham and the actress Jessica Alba. If you are suffering with any kind of mental illness, including generalized anxiety disorder, you can reach out for support from the National Alliance on Mental Illness. ADAA is an international nonprofit dedicated to the prevention and treatment and cure of anxiety and depression. and related disorders through education, practice, and research.